Hey guys, Krootman here, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you what used PC parts you should just avoid and never buy when trying to save money and going with used parts for your next PC build. Unless you've been exclusively playing a Nintendo Switch over the past 4 or so years, you will notice that PC building has gotten a lot more expensive. Parts from GPUs to motherboards have gone up in price for various reasons, and sometimes innovation has gone down. I'm looking at you, graphics cards. You know which models you are. In this era of rising costs and side grades galore, people have been turning to the used market to save money and find better value in terms of price to performance. Now, building used PCs is not without risk, or everyone would go used over new. From having to worry if you are buying a working part to having to worry about if said part will also die a few days, weeks, months after you buy it. On top of that, used parts almost never come with warranties. So unless you know how to fix parts, if it breaks, you're normally SOL. In today's video, I'm going to show you the parts where you just don't save enough to justify buying them used over new and the associated risks that go with those parts. So without further ado, let's get to the video. One disclaimer I want to mention. Now, obviously your mileage will vary, and the more experienced you are at building and understanding computers, the more you will understand what to look for when buying used parts, and the less this guide applies to you. If you see the PC behind me, I'm basically used all of the parts used, and half of those parts I'm going to tell you not to buy, but I've done it before, so obviously it works. This is just a generalization of which parts you should avoid buying if you are not as experienced with buying used parts, unless you are buying them from a trusted seller, say like a really close friend of yours, and you know exactly how the parts were cared for, which obviously will go against what I'm saying in this video. So I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer and just explain that this was a quick generalization. So, alright, now let's get to the video. Alright, so let's start with the first one, and to me this seems like a no-brainer, and that's cases. Unless you are getting a case for free, or maybe like a few bucks. I mean, I've paid as little as $5 to $10 for a PC case before. Used cases are usually a mess, usually covered with stickers, or they're grimy or dirty, or even if they're not, most of the time you can literally buy a good new case for cheaper than a used case. As you can see here, the SAMA 3509 is my go-to when building new used PCs. You can get it for anywhere between $60 and $70. I've paid $65, $64, $63. This thing goes on sale quite a bit. It comes with 4 RGB fans, and it's just a pleasure to build in. Disclaimer, they have not sponsored me, so I've paid for these cases out of my own money, and they're a pleasure to build in. When you get a case this cheap on the budget side, it is really, really hard to recommend any kind of used PC case. And then you could say, well, Krootman, what if I want a higher end, more well-built case? Well, you can get a case like the Corsair Frame 4000D, which is probably one of my favorite PC cases I've built in all year. So it becomes very, very difficult to recommend buying any kind of used PC case, especially when you have to consider that most of these new cases that you buy will ship free to your door. So unless you have a buddy who has an amazing case and is basically giving it to you for borderline free, I would stay away from used cases. You never usually get all the screws and everything you need, and it just means you're wasting more time hunting down screws or parts or whatever. So cases, I would generally avoid used, especially if you're buying online, because when you factor in shipping, you're basically going to pay the cost of buying new. The only time buying a used case makes sense is if you're looking for a very, very specific kind of case and you can find a steal of a deal online. But honestly, if you're open to cases, there are tons of good deals from anywhere from the $65 to all the way up to the $200 range. It just doesn't make sense when the value proposition on cases is so good on the new end. So cases, skip them. Do not buy used cases. Alright, so let's talk storage. Now some people probably will disagree with me in the comments. So here we go. If your personal data is going to end up on a drive, don't buy a used drive. Full stop. That's it. Drives are pretty reasonably priced, and you can get a smaller one like you see here, 500 gig M.2 for 35 bucks. You might even be able to find it cheaper if you look. I just took 2 seconds and looked it up on Newegg. Honestly, if you want to add additional storage later, like if your budget's tight, you can do that too. I think with storage, it's best to build as you go, as it's really not hard to add an additional drive to a PC build. And again, as I said, if you are going to put your personal data on a drive, hands down, new drive, do not buy a used drive no matter how good the deal is. You never know what's happened to a drive. Frankly, even if you're buying a drive from a friend or a family member, I still would not buy it used. You don't know if they accidentally got a virus on it and then they purged the virus, but you don't know what's still there, basically, is what I'm trying to say. In the world we live in, better safe than sorry. So under no circumstance can I advise buying used drives. And also, when building systems, right, literally, unless I'm building borderline budget $200 builds, I always use new storage. Hands down, that's just something that I don't like to mess around with. So, while I've been known to use used cases and the other parts that you're going to hear down below from time to time, during special circumstances, storage is one thing that I will never ever buy used. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. All right, the next one I want to talk about is AIOs. So I will be the first to admit that I have less experience with AIOs than most tech tubers, as I was more or less a pure air-cooled guy, as air coolers just never fail. Not that AIOs have high failure rate, but air coolers just never fail. But sometimes people will buy a used Intel CPU that even the best air cooler will struggle to cool, like a 12900K, 13900K, or even a 14900K. Or frankly, they just want an AIO because they look cool. And they want their CPUs to run at the coolest temp possible. If you want that, AIOs are the obvious choice. Well, let me tell you something. This is what a used AIO looks like, and this is why you should skip buying a used AIO. Now, AIOs, the thing about them is there are a lot of ways you could botch the installation on an AIO. Whether it's installing it this way, this way, this way, there are plenty of ways an unsuspecting PC builder can botch an AIO. And if you guys haven't watched the Great Gamers Nexus video on how to install them, I'll put a link down below, you should check it out. But AIOs can fail. When you install an AIO incorrectly, let's just go like this for comparison, right? You are going to shorten the lifespan of the AIO based on nothing but gravity. As the water dries up, you will have less and less water, and when it's not installed properly, your CPU temperatures will just get worse and worse. And unfortunately, unless you know how to take one of these apart, and if you're building a used PC for the first time, I highly doubt you do, you just want to avoid an AIO, because for two reasons. The first reason is that it could look way better than this crusty AIO, which I actually bought from a friend of mine, and I'm struggling to figure out what to do with it. I didn't buy it from a friend of mine. It came in his PC. Frankly, it's probably going to go in the e-waste bin. And there are 3 reasons why you shouldn't buy them. As the first one I've already said, you could just install these things poorly. The second way is you have no way of knowing if this thing was installed improperly, whether you're buying it from a trustworthy source or not. Unless you get into the pump itself and you take it apart and you see how much water is actually left in here, or liquid coolant, I don't actually know exactly what's in these, you have no way of knowing whether this thing is going to fail right away, in 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 years. Now, when I first got into PC building, I bought 3 used AIOs. I had 2 fail and I had 1 last for 3 years, and then I sold it off to a buddy, explaining to him what was going on. But I could not in good conscience recommend people buy used AIOs, especially when you look at the one behind me, which I've reviewed, and I'll put a link down below. Thanks again to MSI for shooting that one over. You can buy brand new AIOs for $109. Ones that look really, really good. And I'll have quite a bit more AIO content coming up. So long story short, skip the used AIO, spend a little bit of more money, and get the new one, and you won't have any problems. And if you do have any problems, you will be covered under a warranty, which you're certainly not getting for one of these. So buy used AIOs at your own risk, and basically, second to storage, I can't never almost think of a reason to buy a used AIO, except maybe if you're buying it from a friend and you know for a fact he knew how to install it properly. But like I said, generally, stay no to used AIOs. Next is power supplies. Now, I personally admit that I buy a lot of used power supplies. Generally, I know where they're coming from, and I have pretty good experience with them. And I'm able to get them for incredibly cheap. Cheap enough where if a few of them fail in testing, it was worth it. And I know what to look for in a power supply that is failing. But that said, there have been a few examples of where I've had a PSU that worked great in testing, and then when I went to go test it again, I noticed coil whine, or I noticed the fans rapping really loud, or I noticed some signs that basically, upon doing some more research, I realized that the power supplies were borderline ready to die. That's not a good thing. Now, normally you would say, well, a power supply goes, the power supply goes. Well, there's also a chance if the power supply goes, it could take the rest of your parts out with you. So, why waste money? You know, you're probably looking to spend between $60 and $80 on a used 850 watt to $1,000 PSU. When you can buy something like Be Quiet's Pure Power 12, you can get the 850, and I do want to thank them for sending the 1,000 watt version over. And I know that they just released the 13. But the point is why would you risk buying something like a power supply, which you should never open? You should never ever open a power supply if something's wrong with it. I opened one after I let it down, after I let it discharge for a long time, and I just took the fan out. I just wanted to see it. But I would never ever recommend opening a power supply. So there's no reason to take the risk on buying a used power supply when you could just get a new one like this one for, you're probably talking about maybe $60 more. And frankly, most of these companies have a 10-year warranty for their power supplies. You honestly can't beat a 10-year warranty. And it's one of the few products that you probably will stop using long before the warranty is done. Especially if you're looking to get a more powerful graphics card. The more powerful graphics card you get, the more important your power supply gets. So generally, again, if you know a buddy who's treated his power supply really well, and if it's still under warranty for him and maybe he'd be willing to extend the warranty to you if there's an issue, maybe you can buy it from a buddy, but it's just something that I would not recommend. Stay away from used power supplies. And also, the same thing goes for extension cables. You frankly don't know where the cables have been, or how stressed they were, or whether or not they were stored properly. So I would also just avoid those and buy those new as well. All right, so now the final one that you're going to look at me a little bit weird about, and you're going to be like, huh? But just hear me out, is case fans, okay? Now, the thing about case fans is you can generally spend, say, about $35-ish on super premium high-end fans like the Be Quiet Light Wings. I love Be Quiet's fans. All the way to something super cheap like the Sama 3-in-1 fans, which I have used before. They get the job done, no frills, right? So I highly recommend not buying used case fans, right? So a few things, right? Number one, you don't know how long these things have been running. Like, could they have been on crypto mining rigs? And again, I don't think crypto mining is bad for parts like GPUs, but one thing crypto mining will do is they will kill fans, because these fans will run 24/7, 365, generally at 100% speed. So while fans are designed to run that long, you just don't know. Two, they are a nightmare to clean. I want you to take the time to try to clean this fan or this one to make it look nice in your PC build. They're just not worth wasting the time to do it, especially when you're probably paying maybe like $4 or $5 a fan when you could just get a 3-pack for $20 right there. And Fantex has cheap fans as well. There's a ton of companies that have cheap fans. And the final one, and one that I think is interesting, a lot of people, when you see cases with like 10, 11, 12 fans, don't really know about airflow. They just kind of build it because it looks cool. And if you have, a case that has too much negative pressure or too much positive pressure, for you guys who know that's an inside joke from my old channel, then you'll know that you'll put unnecessary stress on the fans. And if this computer's running 24/7, 365, like a lot of our computers, it could really limit the lifespan of your fans. And frankly, like I said, you can spend as little or as much as you want on these fans. So it really, really does not make sense to buy used case fans. So just skip them. Now, if you get them free, that's one thing. Free is never a bad thing. But again, I wouldn't buy them. Look, with anything used, it's going to come down to doing your research. First of all, you need to make sure that you have some kind of idea who the buyer is, if the buyer has any reviews, if you're going on a site like Jawa or Hardware Swap or even somewhere like eBay. You always want to check the reviews, right? And look for any red flags. Secondly, you always want to protect yourself. Now, I understand sometimes you might find an amazing deal on Facebook Marketplace, although those seem to be drying up. Not that I use Facebook Marketplace, just from what I've seen, but when you buy used, especially on the internet, you always want to protect yourself, whether that's with PayPal, eBay, Jawa, any of the sites generally offer protection. So always protect yourself. That way, if you do buy a part that's bad, you can return it and you can get your money back. But generally, if you buy monitors, GPUs, CPUs, motherboards, RAM, air coolers, I'm frankly not sure how a piece of metal can break or fail. These are the parts where you will really, really save money and increase your value buying used over new. So stick with those parts and buy those first. Avoid everything else that I said today. Now, obviously, as I've already stated, there's exceptions to every rule, but most importantly, when buying used parts, do your research and know what to look for. As we get closer to the end of summer and the start of the PC buying season, where we've got kids going to school looking to buy PCs and gearing up for the holiday season, we will be doing a lot more buying guides as well. I just thought it was a good time to put this one out here, as PC parts generally are their cheapest in the summer, so if you're looking to buy now is a great time. Alright, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. And thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Peace out.